Hi everybody, it's Ian here from Hiker's Hall of Survival and I'm out for another camp this weekend. It is the 9th of October, I went for a cold night and I'm having myself a little experiment. I've used military softies, what you get. I don't know if you know the ones I'm talking about, if you haven't had anything to do with the military. That's the green padded jackets, which are like a sleeping bag, and you get the pants with them as well. Well, this weekend I've got hold of a high gear down jacket, and they've just brought out a new jacket which is on par with the RAB pack light jacket, the down jacket that you get by RAB. There's a bit of a difference in price, mind, so check out the difference in prices. The high gear one's about 65 quid. That's with your discount card as well. I think they're about 80 quid without the discount card, yeah. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to sleep on a fern bed, in just a fern bed with me down jacket on, and also with the Gore-Tex jacket over the top. It's actually a Berghaus jacket, and it's Berghouse's own form of Gore-Tex. It works just as well. I've had it for a couple of years and I'm really happy with it. It's the RG1 jacket that I use, and I also have the pants that go with it. I think they're called S1s or SG1. I'm not sure, it was a while ago since I bought them. But if we just take a look over here, you'll see what I'm doing. Just here I've placed a log along to stop us rolling down the hill. That's just to give us a bit of stability for the night, because I am on a slight slope here. This is where I normally sleep with my jacket, or at least I've slept here the last couple of weekends. Sorry, with my jacket, with my hammock. I have slept here the last couple of weekends with my hammock anyway. And what I'll do is I'll make myself a bed with this to support us, stop us rolling down the hill. But just in case it gets wet tonight, because I do believe it's going to get a bit wet later on, I'll dig a little channel along the back of my top here and make sure that the water doesn't come down onto us, and that'll keep us nice and dry. So let's get set up anyway. And this is my bed of ferns. Should be quite comfortable for the night, feels quite soft. As you can see, I've got the log here. What I need to do next is just put a couple of little sticks along the log to stop the log from rolling forward as well. And once that's nice and secure, the next thing I need to do is go collect some wood for the fire, get the fire going, and start making myself comfortable for the night. Got a gaggle of geese flying over. Hello peeps, don't know if you can see us, I'll switch my light on. There we go, should be able to see us there. Mine's just turned up, he's over there. He's busy putting his hammock up. He's not roughing it like me, then he's even bought his kayak with him. He's bought everything but the kitchen sink. I don't know if you can see that, I'll swing the camera on. But he wants to do a bit of kayaking tomorrow, and he's going to do himself a video for his YouTube channel. What's it called again?
Primal Bushcraft Northeast, mate.
Yeah, I just have to put this on the video. I've bought myself a couple of cans of stout. I normally do, like, fit a few in my bag when I go out. But Ryan's turned up and he's really prepared himself for the weekend. So much that he bought a bottle of Glenfiddich. It's just made my night. Them little things that you don't expect sometimes. Oh, they just make everything perfect. I love Glenfiddich. Well, here I am, all wrapped up. I've got my down jacket on underneath my Berghaus jacket here. I'm all wrapped up, ready to go to sleep. So we'll see how it goes tonight. If you want to stick around and see what the specs are on this jacket, I'll put it up on the video at the end of it, in the write up. And hopefully I'll have a good night's sleep. And if not, I'll let you know. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. Morning everybody. Just gone 20 to 10 there. Been up for about an hour. Well, more than an hour actually. I did sleep last night with the Gore-Tex jacket on and with this down jacket on. It is pretty warm, but what I found is with the down, when you push the air out of the jacket, it tends to lose some of its insulation. But it is a good jacket, like it's bloody warm, I can feel it right now, it's toasty as anything. I mean really toasty. But other than that, like, I did sleep, and I suppose I would survive in it, but it wasn't the most comfortable of nights. I was sleeping on the fern bed. Maybe if I put a little bit more fern down it would have been a bit warmer, but I don't think it's that made the difference. It was just a simple fact that the air was pushed out of it. It's the first time I've actually used a down jacket, because I've always used synthetic, because I've always been a bit skeptical of down, like, because I know that when it gets wet, like, it's useless. So anyway, I've used a down sleeping bag before once, and that got wet, and it all turned out being little bubbles in the sleeping bag. I've never trusted the bugger since, like, you know. But the thing is, with down, when it gets wet, it loses 90% of its heat. The thing is, with a synthetic, when it gets wet, it'll retain something like 85% or something, 90% of its heat. So, but it's not quite as warm as down. But I've got to admit, since I've took the Gore-Tex, the Berghaus off, since I've taken that off, and this thing's like filled back up with the air, I can feel the heat off it straight away. So it is a good piece of kit. And for 65 quid to go outdoors, like, you can't go wrong, and it's on par with the Rab down jackets which you buy, so it's not a bad piece of kit. I'm just about to get some breakfast going now anyway, so once I've done that, we're going to go for a little bit of a look around, have a bit of a recce, as you see, and see if we can find a better camp, and we're going to set up a more permanent camp. It's deeper in the woods and it'll be further out the way, like, so it'll be a better camp altogether. I'll catch you later and let you know how things are going. We've had a good camp this weekend, me and Ryan. I've also had a walk and talk about foraging. I gave a lesson for Northern Wilderness Bushcraft and Survival yesterday for a lady who wants to be a bushcraft instructor for another school, so they sent her along to Northern Wilderness Bushcraft and Survival for to teach her basically how to be a bushcraft instructor. But anyway, I'll catch you later on. Get me out and sorted. I actually seen a comment not long ago, some bushcraft instructor, he's a well-known guy in the bushcraft scene. He made a comment that learning survival on YouTube is like learning karate from a Steven Seagal movie. I applaud you for that, mister. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was a good comment to make, because I do get frustrated when I see people claiming that they do this, that and the other, and then you see what they do and you can see it's all a lack of experience. This week I'm going to do some fire by friction. I was talking to somebody on the FB the other day, and we happened to be talking about fire by friction, you know, and he was on about my videos. He said, you don't show fire by friction. So basically the guy, he wasn't being nasty or anything, but he said, oh, you can't be a true survivalist until you can make fire by friction. And I thought, well, fair enough. So I wanted to try a new type of wood this week, a one that I hadn't used before. So I came out and I've done it, and you'll see later on in the video where I create fire by friction. So thanks for calling us out, mate. You put us on the spot, but I proved it. I'd just like to add as well, when it comes to survival, you've got to practice what you're doing. It's no good watching it on YouTube and then thinking you're just going to do it on a day. It takes a lot more than that, you know. You've got to know what you're doing. You know, you can't just go watch something like a video and then just go into the middle of a field somewhere and think you're going to survive or out into the wild, you know. I mean, a lad, don't know who he was, don't mean no disrespect to his family or anything, But I read about a lad last year who went up into Scotland because he wanted to live in the wilds of Scotland for a year, and he froze to death in a buffy. Poor lad. I mean, it's such a shame for him and his family, but he died of hypothermia. And he went out late in the year as well. I think it was the beginning of winter that he decided just to go and do it. So what the hell he was thinking of there? If I was going to do something like that, I'd probably start in the springtime, like, and prepare myself for the winter. A lot of people get mixed up with bushcraft and survival. Bushcraft, it's about utilising what nature has to offer and just basically taking from nature what you need when you need it. You got to preserve things for the winter. You're preserving foods, prepare things and get yourself through the seasons ahead. Nature provides things each season to get you through the next season. Even what they call the hunger months, like January, February, the hunger months of winter. You know, it's a tough time. You've got to prepare yourself for that sort of thing. You don't just go running out into the world and setting yourself up with a lean-to and think you're just going to go and pick apples off a tree. It doesn't work like that, you know. Everything I do is tried and tested. I've taught myself. Nobody's taught me anything. I've never had a bushcraft lesson. I've never had a survival lesson. Basically, if I'm saying you can do this, you can do it. And I know that because I've tried it, I've done it. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, and you can take from my videos, I put stuff on there because I realise a lot of people do things, and often they don't know what they're talking about. They're just bloody novices who's done it. I'm not trying to be a big head, I'm not trying to be pig-headed. All I'm saying is, just be careful who you take your information from. And I always say in the videos, never take for granted what I say. Do your own research. You've got to do your own research and take responsibility for yourself, you know. Especially when it comes to things like wild food foraging, you know. So anyway, if you want to come to a bushcraft school, a good bushcraft school as well, Northern Wilderness Bushcraft and Survival, that's the one that I've joined. It's in Finkel Abbey, at Finkel Abbey, sorry. And they're a good bunch of lads. They've got a great deal of knowledge there. And Steve, the guy who runs the show, he's very professional in what he does, and he's a good lad to talk to, you know. One of his instructors that I've met already, Gillen, he's a good lad. He does a lot of paracord work. I mean, when it comes to me working with ropes and stuff, I just tend to use like a half hitch to tie everything up, you know. But for paracord work and stuff, Gillen, he's got a great deal of knowledge there when it comes to doing that kind of thing. So there's other guys that do different things, different sort of skills that they specialise in. So if you want to learn, it's a good school to come to. And it's not very often that I would advise that. And the only reason I came on board was because I was impressed with them, you know. So anyway, Northern Wilderness Bushcraft and Survival, look them up. Right now what I'm doing, I'm just going looking for another camp to set up. The first camp back there was just meant to be a temporary one for me and Ryan until we got established in the place. So we're getting to know the land a little bit now, so we're going for a little walk around to see what we can find. And we're going to set ourselves a nice camp up deeper in the woods. I'm just going to meet Ryan down by the river. He's kayaking in actually. So I'm going down to meet him, and then we're going to go do ourselves a recce. We've had a great camp this weekend, and it's been good fun. I'm just sitting here down by the river waiting for Ryan. He's coming down in his kayak. I thought I'd get a bit of video of Ryan coming in on his kayak. I think this is where he's coming to. Here's a nice little beach next to the river. Here's Ryan coming. He's having a little bit of struggle on the shallow rocks there. It's not very deep, the water.
Alright, Ian.
You alright, bud? You have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing some pulling in.
Oh.
Oi.
Oh, aye, if you don't mind.
Just met Ryan there in the kayak, as you've seen. We're just having a look around. He's just over there in the distance. I don't know if you can see him. That little green dot just over there. There he is, just there. So just having a look around, looking for a good spot. I can see why he's attracted to this place. It's good proximity for the river. He likes to do his fly fishing and stuff. Alright, you've already got it. You've already got a frame up.
I was going to that out there.
Natural frame just in the background there. That'll make a good cross section, that.
Yeah, I just looked at it for that actually.
Yep. Probably be safe to take them down, like they look pretty much dead standing.
Nice and straight.
It's hawthorn as well. That's a good branch there. Watch that doesn't fall on the dog. I've just left Ryan there. He's started work on his shelter. He's wanting to build a shelter for his winter camps down by the river. Yeah, as you can see, the wood's really densely populated up here, and it really does need thinning out, so I'm going to start thinning some out, and when I build my camp it'll come in handy because I've got all these thin trees. I mean, there's not a foot here that doesn't have a tree and it really needs thinning out, and it's not a healthy wood for it to be like that. Nothing gets a chance to grow properly, so I'm going to thin part of it out in this area here, and it's nicely located. It's nice and handy on the far end of the field, and I think it's going to be a good job. There's another spot down by the river which I've picked as well, and there's a hell of a lot of thin, like tall rowan trees growing there, mountain ash, so they probably need thinning out as well. With it being close to the river as well, it's just a feeder that goes into the main river. It'll come in handy for water as well, doing cooking and washing, that sort of thing. It's not too far away. But I wouldn't drink from it because I don't know where the source of that stream comes from, and there's a few farms not around here, so I don't know what's going into it. So it just fits my own drinking water, how I could process. I'll probably build a water catcher somewhere and use that as well, put it into a tank, build myself a nice little charcoal filter, that sort of thing, gravel, sand and charcoal. And anyway, if you keep posted, you'll see the video one day from when I've built the actual shelter. It'll probably take us a few weeks to do it. I'll be coming here on the weekends. I've got a business to run during the week, so I'll be coming here at the weekends to build the shelter, and I'm sure it'll be a good job when it's done. And my bundle. There you go. Thought I was going to lose that one.